Bryan Greenberg is an American actor and musician, known for his starring role as Ben Epstein in the HBO original series How to Make It in America, as well as a recurring role as Jake Jagielski in the WB series One Tree Hill and as Nick Garrett on the short-lived ABC drama October Road. His film work includes Friends with Benefits, The Good Guy, Bride Wars, Nobel Son, A Short History of Decay, and The Perfect Score. Early life: Greenberg was born in Omaha, Nebraska to Denise Denny and Carl Greenberg. Both of his parents are psychologists. Greenberg was raised in conservative Judaism and attended Bethel Synagogue in Omaha. At 7 years old, when Greenberg's younger sister Becca was in dance class, her instructor informed Carl and his wife that the Omaha Ballet needed children to perform in the Nutcracker. The teacher encouraged Becca to audition, but they also needed boys and suggested that Bryan audition as well. As chance would have it, Bryan earned the lead and ended up traveling with the Omaha Ballet for almost 2 months. From there he started acting with a Childrena unregistered trademark theatre company in Omaha. At age 12, Greenberg and his family moved to St. Louis, Missouri. Shortly after, he got his first national role as the kid in the Cookie Crisp cereal commercial. As time went on, he was offered more acting opportunities. Greenberg's father said that he believed in letting him grow up as a kid instead of a child actor. Greenberg had a bar mitzvah, belonged to Jewish youth groups, went to Jewish summer camps, and traveled to Israel. He graduated from Parkway Central High School in Chesterfield, Missouri in 1996. Greenberg moved to New York City after high school. He attended and worked at a Jewish summer camp located in Webster, Wisconsin, called Herzl Camp. He starred as Joseph in a camp-wide production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in 1992. Greenberg received a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater at New York University. Career: acting. While at NYU, Greenberg auditioned and worked as a waiter, bartender, caterer and assistant to a mortgage broker. He was cast as Romeo in NYU's performance of Romeo and Juliet and performed with the Experimental Theatre Workshop, the Atlantic Theatre Company and the Amsterdam Experimental Workshop. In 1997, he got a small role on the television series Law and Order. Soon after this appearance, Greenberg got an agent and 1 year later made his big-screen debut in A Civil Action. After landing small roles on the TV series, Greenberg was cast as Matty Matthews, a high school student trying to pass the SAT, in the film The Perfect Score. After graduating from NYU, Bryan moved to California. While he was still appearing in One Tree Hill, he began shooting another television show produced by George Clooney for HBO called Unscripted. Greenberg played character in the show, named Bryan Greenberg, constantly humiliates himself, as when he brags about beating out an actual developmentally disabled person for the role of a developmentally disabled person. Greenberg said that Clooney was very supportive, flying Greenberg back and forth from the sets of One Tree Hill and Unscripted in his private jet so that he could work on both projects simultaneously. Greenberg said Clooney could also be blunt, such as the time he called the younger actor into his office after he hammed up one scene. He said, I don't unregistered trademark T ever want to see you act. The second I catch you acting, eat a unregistered trademark S over for me unregistered trademark eat a unregistered trademark S still the best acting advice a unregistered trademark they ever received, Greenberg said. Greenberg's first starring role was in the Ben Younger film Prime. He played David Bloomberg, a young artist who falls in love with one of his mother Meryl Streep's therapy patients, played by Uma Thurman. Greenberg then starred in October Road on ABC and appeared with Alan Rickman in the film Nobel Son in 2008. In 2009, Greenberg appeared in the film Bride Wars with Kate Hudson and Anne Hathaway and starred opposite Alexis Bledel and Scott Porter in the indie film The Good Guy, which was released in February 2010. His series How to Make It in America premiered on HBO on February 14, 2010. The Washington Post called it the New Yorkiest thing you could find on television, which is saying something, and praised its portrayal of a dirty, scrappy, multi-ethnic New York culture. And while the New York Times criticized the show starting with the lead, Entourage written backward duos and a unregistered trademark T quite spell Garmento, it gave praise. The series has great music and there are some snarky asides about hipster New York. Season 2 premiered on October 2, 2011. On December 20, 2011, HBO announced the cancellation of the show. In 2012, Greenberg co-starred with Laura Prepon in the independent comedy film The Kitchen. Greenberg starred in the dark comedy film 2012's The Normals, a film about a young man who enters a 2-week clinical trial of an antipsychotic treatment at a drug testing center in Queens. Greenberg began shooting the untitled Lance Armstrong biopic alongside Ben Foster, who will play Armstrong, in 2013. Filmography, music. In 2007, Greenberg released his debut album, Waiting for Now. Over the past few years, he has toured with Gavin DeGraw, Michael Toltra, Ari Hest, and Graham Colton. At his New York City show at the Highline Ballroom, Greenberg was joined by How to Make It in America co-star Kid Cudi. Greenberg's songs have been featured in many of his film and television work, including One Tree Hill, October Road, and Nobel Son. In 2011, Greenberg released his second album, We Don't Have Forever, produced by the Minoan, which included the single Walk Away. The album also included You Can Run, a collaboration with How to Make It in America co-star and rapper Kid Cudi. Greenberg said he wrote the record over a period of 2 years when he was going through a lot of changes and decided to title the record We Don't Have Forever to reflect that. Discography, albums, Waiting for Now, We Don't Have Forever, Other Activities. In 2008, Greenberg appeared in will.i.am's song Yes We Can. In 2010, Greenberg made a PSA about the Gulf oil spill for Natural Resources Defense Council calling for clean energy legislation. It was released July 20, 2010. Personal life. While on vacation on Turks and Caicos Islands during the December 2013 holiday, it was reported that Greenberg got engaged to his girlfriend of 18 months, actress Jamie Chung. References. External links. Bryan Greenberg at the Internet Movie Database, Bryan Greenberg at AllMusic, official website, @Bryan Greenberg on Twitter.